Corners are in, middle infield back at double play depth, and there's a high fly ball toward deep left center field. Robertson slay ball back, slay ball leaps, it's gone! A 3-run shot for Alex Blandino.
Carry.
Pitch bunted on his horse, P.J. Jones to make the basket catch. Cocks the gun to throw to second. There's a line drive down the left field line. Roberts on the move, diving in foul territory to spear it. What a catch by Ben Roberts. 2-2. And that is fair inside the bag at third and down the line. Wayne Taylor to the corner to track it down. Jones around third. He is being waved home. Here he comes. Here's the relay from Edmond. He is safe at the plate. And it is a 1-0 Washington State lead. That changeup of his is nasty when he's consistent with it. Changeup got him swinging. There is Stanford Memorial Church. It is a sunny Sunday on the farm. Sunken Diamond at Stanford, where the Cardinal plays host to Washington State in the final game of a 3-game series. And hi everybody, I'm Rich Burk along with JT Snow. Cardinals playoff hopes still alive after winning the first 2 games of this series. A series which harkens back to yesteryear with all the home runs we've seen.
Yeah, I did 15 games last year for the Pac-12 Networks. Saw 3 home runs total. I've seen 6 in the last 2 games. Cougar shortstop Trace Tam-Sing with 2 on Friday night, both into left field. First 2 of the year. Zach Hoffpower, the right fielder for Stanford, comes back with 1 of his own into the trees in left field. And then yesterday, Saturday, Alex Blandino, 3-run shot once again. Trees, left field. Common theme here, ball carries. Freshman shortstop Tommy Edmond, San Diego, California. Switch hitter, shot into the trees in left field. The long ball is back on the farm.
Yeah, they say chicks dig the long ball, and we do too. It's been a lot of fun to watch that. Now, the guy's tasked with shutting down the fireworks today. Left-hander for Stanford, Logan James.
Yeah, Logan James, a sophomore out of Fair Oaks, California.
Whiting at second, Jose at first. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Cardinal trying to build on a 5-2 lead. Fastball hits the outside corner. Good pitch by Hartnett.
And you know, sometimes it's not for everybody. We saw Jason Mondo, the starting pitcher today. He's a heck of a talent and a top prospect, but he wants to go be a doctor, and that's awesome. I mean, chase your dreams and do what you want to do. He'll be successful as a surgeon because he played baseball. I guarantee you that.
Meanwhile, Brett Michael Duran, the hitter, down goes to 2-2 on him. He actually has a job lined up in Chaska, Minnesota, just outside Minneapolis, with a company called Beckman Coulter. They make biomedical lab instruments, and he'll be taking that job unless he can play pro ball. Two-two pitch. Outside third. Still 2-2. Duran graduated last quarter with a degree in management science and engineering, and says he's really enjoying right now playing without having classes.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. I wonder, and I bet the answer is often, how often Tanner Kleberad thinks about his late brother when he's pitching. His brother Jason Kleberad was a decorated Marine in Afghanistan, and of all things died 2 years ago in a car accident in Southern California. And you can bet Tanner thinks about Jason every hour of every day. That was during Kleberad's freshman season with the Cougs. Now a junior. And the 6'5" right-hander from South Dakota. Been in the rotation for the Cougs every year of his career.
The one at bat that probably sticks with him the most, is all great hitters will tell you, is his last at bat he struck out in the 8th, and that's the one you remember, actually.
You mean you go 3 for 4 with a 3-run home run, and you're on your way walking back to your dorm room and you're muttering about the strikeout?
You want to get a hit that last
That's
AB.
Good hitter.
Go 4 for 5. You got to get greedy.
Now the top of the order here in the top of the 3rd, Slaybaugh, Munda, and Tanielu. The 1-0 from Hochstadter. Now 2 balls and no strikes.
37th pitch of the game for Hochstadter. He had 35 through 2 innings. Washington State doing a nice job being patient at the plate, making him work, making the big guy work.
6 times in 10 hitters he has started them off with ball 1. And he's fallen behind Slaybaugh 3-0, and it was the 4-pitch walk to Jones to start off the second that was his undoing there. The 3-0. And another leadoff walk on 4 pitches issued by Hochstadter. Not saying this is true for John always, but there's just some pitchers who aren't comfortable unless they're working out of a stretch.
That is true. See the numbers there, 39. Calls and strikes almost 1-to-1. He struggled with his command so far. I don't know about you, Rich, but I have a firm belief that about 99% of leadoff walks seem to come around to score in a baseball game. You watch games, the leadoff walks are deadly.
It is a recipe for failure. Here's Michael Monda, probably up there to bunt. He squares. 0-1 the count. By the way, happy Carlos May Day. It's May 17th. Carlos May was a player for the White Sox back in the 1970s, and he's the only guy ever to wear his birthday on his back. He was born today, and his last name was May, and his number was 17. It said May 17 on his back.
That's a pretty good one right there.
Also, Carlos May played the majority of his big league career without a thumb. He was in the Marine Reserves in the late 60s after his big league debut and had his thumb blown off, but continued his big league career. This time the bunt is down. Dick Kroger's one play to first in the dirt and picked out nicely by Brett Michael Duran. Sacrifice works. Monda 2 sack bunts in 2 plate appearances.
Another lousy day in Northern California.
They excavated dirt from this location 93 years ago to build the adjacent Stanford football stadium, and it created a hole here, and 10 years later they built the baseball diamond here, and Stanford's been playing on this site since the early 1930s. So far, Ian Hamilton coming out. He's the closer for Washington State, getting some work even with his team having a convincing lead. And 14 saves this year for the right-hander Hamilton. Right-hander with some long hair and visions of Jimmy Sherfy, the closer the last couple of years for the Oregon Ducks. And the hat kind of cocked to the side, a little bit of a surfer boy look there. All right, Hamilton.
I love it when closers are just a little bit different. You gotta like that.
Aloha, Mr. Hahn. If I'm here and you're here, isn't it our time?
You're right, Mr. Spicoli. What's better than a little pizza on our time? Fast times.
Base hit right center field for Austin Slater. Leadoff hit in the 9th inning.
Well, we've seen Dick Kroger go to first base 3 times this game, and they've all been underhand. I wonder if he's got a nice little scoop there by Brett Michael Duran. I wonder if Dick Kroger's got a little bit of that funk with the overhand, the short overhand throws, because we've seen him a couple times now where he should just field it and throw overhand. He's made the plays a lot closer than they've had to be.
What they call in pro ball, the thing?
The thing.
You don't want the thing.
Saw Steve Sachs with the Dodgers when I was growing up as a kid have the thing.
Chuck Knobloch later on, the Yankees.
Remember Mackie Sasser, the catcher for the Mets?
Couldn't throw the ball back to the mound.
Back to the mound.
John Lester, left-hand pitcher for the Red Sox, having an outstanding season, but for years he's had problems on pickoff throws to first base. Bounces him all the time.
Too much time to think.
It's the old line from any grizzled baseball coach: don't think, you hurt the team.
That's right. Just react. Do all your thinking in practice. That's what we were taught. Think about what you're doing in practice, working on your stroke, ground balls, throwing a bullpen. You get in the game, you just play. Get out there, trust your ability, trust your stuff, have fun, hustle, and just play the game.
7-1 Cougars here in the last half of the 8th inning. Kellen Camus, a former walk-on, is on the hill for Washington State. Get this, JT. He walked on and was cut after the fall of his freshman year. They advised him to transfer out. You know, you have better luck somewhere else. And then a kid quit over the Christmas break, and they said, well, you know what, you can come back. And here he is, a key guy out of their bullpen. P.J. Jones makes the squeeze to retire the pinch hitter, Alex Dunlap. There's that change again to McGrath. You'll be seeing that in his dreams.
Yeah, he's had a steady diet of off-speed pitches, mainly that changeup.
The 2-2. Tapped out towards second, and Brett Michael Duran. Two-way. Was there a pitcher that wasn't a fireballer, but you just hated to face anyway? It seemed like you should be able to hit him, but you couldn't?
Greg Maddux.
I think that's a lot of guys' answer.
Hall of Famer. No, but he would throw the ball. He's throwing the ball 87, 88 miles an hour, and you see the ball good out of his hand. But his was a late movement. It was late. So as a hitter, the ball's on its way. You decide to swing at it. As you're going to swing maybe a ball in, it runs more farther in.
Of course, you as a left-hand hitter, he was expert at starting that ball inside to you and coming back and hitting that inside corner.
The old comeback or the two-seamer, that ball would start right at your front hip. You'd give up, and it would come right over the inside part of the plate. And if you try to swing it, the only thing you could do is hit it foul.
He was so good at that because a lot of right-handers, if they try to do that, the ball run out over home plate and they get hit hard.
Exactly.
It didn't happen to him.
He almost started the ball behind you, like behind your hip, and then it's just in your mind, there's like, that's a ball, and you can't see that late movement. You give up on it, it breaks right over the plate.
Lazy fly ball to center field, and Austin Slater, he's got it measured. He's got the ball, side retired. Logan James, after walking two and giving up a hit and a run in the 5th, back on the beam in the 6th. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1 Cougs.